Hello, loves. I'm here with your pick a card reading. If you are new here, if you're not sure what's going on, we've got 3 sets of cards here. They are tarot and oracle cards. Each one is represented by a different stone. And you want to take a moment to see which set of cards you are most drawn to, which one pops out at you. If you need to, feel free to pause the video, but try not to overthink it too much. So we've got set number 1 represented by fluorite, set number 2 represented by rose quartz, and set number 3 represented by amethyst. Feel free to watch the entire video to see all the readings if you would like. If not, I have the timestamps listed in the description box below so that you can just jump to your reading. You may find that you want to pick 2 readings or just 1 or all 3, and whatever your choice is, it's completely valid. That's the reading that you need for today, or the multiple readings that you need for today. So we're going to go ahead and get started with set number 1. I'm going to move my cards. I am still dealing with like a little bit of a hazardous tripod situation. I've got something new coming to me, but it hasn't arrived yet, so I apologize because we are going to be moving around a little bit today. All right, so we've got, let's see, positivity, 5 of swords with the Philadelphia Parking Authority, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Page of Cups. Excellent. Okay. All right. And somebody needs to be working their table saw outside. I don't know if you can hear that. All right. Right off the bat, I am going to go, this obviously is a general reading, but, every now and then I get hit with some very specific situations. And so that's what I'm going to start off with right off the bat. So for some of you, this is very specific with this 5 of swords and the Knight of Pentacles, and also even with the support from the Page of Cups and this positivity card. I feel like there's a stalking situation going on, or somebody who is potentially has like an unhealthy obsession with you, is maybe following you a little bit too closely. This could be in a physical manner. This can be digitally as well. Somebody who's, following you around online or sending you naughty messages or just trying to be a nuisance. But it can also be a physical situation too, especially like a dropped love, or broken love situation. I feel a little more masculine energy with this. It doesn't mean that it's a man who is doing this. It's just somebody who has that masculine energy. It could be somebody who identifies as male, who is, just who has that, that kind of energy with them. Somebody that's keeping an eye on you with not so healthy intentions. If this is something that you're noticing, something that you're dealing with, the advice here is to make sure that you're not keeping it to yourself. Sometimes when we're going through these sorts of things, we maybe don't want to speak up, don't want to cause any more trouble. You don't want to bring attention to it. I've definitely been there. Sometimes these people are just best left ignored because they're losers. They have no life and they just need to get a hobby. And, it can be simple as that. But if you're feeling uneasy about this energy, and you'll know, what this specific energy is. Just be sure that you're sharing this with somebody that you trust. And for some of you in this specific situation, outside of, the general reading that's coming, but for some of you in this specific situation, you are actually going to need to deal with somebody with authority, police, somebody in an authority role, maybe getting a lawyer, just to make them aware. And you may be thinking, oh, well, they're just, kind of trolling me right now, or it doesn't seem like it's a big deal, but it's kind of starting to bother me. I feel a bit harassed. Feel free to reach out. Like, don't worry that your situation is too small or not big enough. I've dealt with this myself recently, where have had to like go to an authority figure and say, I think this is kind of like silly, but I just want to put it out there. And they were like, never think that something is silly, at least like get things on record, and I don't want to like scare you and start this off with something scary. And wow. Okay. Some of you need to go to the cops and let them know that there's some stalking issue going on, that somebody has an unhealthy obsession with you. Like, I don't know if you heard the police sirens in the background, but that was a bit too on the nose for me. That kind of freaked me out a little bit. This Knight of Pentacles can represent that authority figure that you're seeking out, whether it's police or a lawyer, detective, something like that. And just so you know, in this Philadelphia Tarot, this is the Philadelphia Parking Authority. So like that's why I'm honed in on this like authority idea. That said, with this Page of Cups and the positivity, the situation's causing you unease, might be causing you worries and fear, or even just simple annoyance. And the Page of Cups is asking you to, broaden the way that you are looking at how to handle it, broaden the way that you're approaching it, maybe approach it from a new direction. It is like supportive energy. And so it wants you to be able to find that help for this situation. Now, outside of like the stalking thing that I was mentioning, I think a lot of you are feeling just very battle weary. You're worn down. You've been fighting a lot. You've been working hard. You've been through a lot of shit. I feel like that's like a fairly consistent theme, with some of these readings lately. And that's normal because a lot of people will seek out tarot readings when they're going through something harsh. You want to know when it's going to be over. So with the Five of Swords it can be like tumultuous energy, just hard energy. You're looking for that victory. You're looking to win something, but it takes so much work. There's a lot that you might lose trying to get to that finish line. There could be some collateral damage, but you need to have that moment of victory. You need to get to that point. And so with that, that weighs you down mentally. It weighs you down emotionally. It's a lot of hard work, and even weigh you down physically as well. And things feel slow. Things feel like they're just not moving at all. That has an effect on you because it can lead you to feel depressed. It can lead you to feel just, you're not able to see the positive in anything. You're kind of overwhelmed with the negativity, so we have the Page of Cups coming in here as a reminder that there are brighter things ahead, to be aware of opportunities too that come your way in regards to helping you with this situation, and to let your hair down, so to speak. Take some breaks, take a breather. And I feel some of you are working so hard that you feel like you can't take a break. You don't want to give yourself that time. And the Page of Cups is asking you to just take that moment to just even if it's like 5 minutes a day to have like a dance break, 5 minutes a day to go walk outside, get some fresh air, get some sunshine, 5 minutes a day to read a romance novel or catch up on the Real Housewives, whatever it is that can help you sort of disconnect and disassociate from this moment here. You're not getting rid of your responsibilities. You're not stopping work. You're just letting yourself have a breather and taking a break. And so this card, and I'll read this card to you in case you can't see the wording. It's positivity, and it says, if you can find even one thing to be grateful for, it will restore you to the light. Please, dear God, let me to always feel gratitude for something, even a tiny thing, in even the hardest situations. And with this Five of Swords here, there's a hard situation here. And if you've been with me for a while, you know how I feel about toxic positivity and the overwhelming positivity culture. I'm not about that life. I'm not here to tell you to ignore what's really going on in your life and just think happy thoughts. I'm not there. It's just a reminder that if there's very small moments that you can be grateful for, and if the only thing that you can be grateful for today is that, when you squeeze the toothpaste out of the tube, it didn't get all over the sink and that was a good thing, then that's all you can be grateful for today. Say thank you to that moment and, go about your day. But it's about finding a little bit of hope and joy and gratitude in small moments, even if it seems like, the big happy moments aren't there for you right now. But with this, persistence is key. The hard work is paying off. It is slow moving. There is going to be reason to celebrate. There is going to be reason, to feel a little bit more fulfilled, to have your heart feeling a little bit lighter. Just keep at it. And if you feel like inspired to take a new approach to this energy here, then absolutely do so. And then circling it back to the beginning, if you're dealing with a situation where somebody is trying to hurt you, harm you, cause you a nuisance, harass you, let other people know, bring that out into the light. Okay, and seek out some authority figures, if that pertains to you, who may be able to help you. And don't think that your situation is too small for them to deal with. Okay, so a little heaviness, but it ends with these beautiful little yellow birdies. So, positive things are on their way. I know it can be hard from week to week, especially when we have heavy readings like that. All right, set number 2. We've got our little rose quartz here. We have loneliness. Oh, no. The King of Wands. All right, that's actually David Lynch. The Emperor in reverse. Oh. And Death. Ouch. Okay. All right. Some of you, I feel, are feeling this loneliness because of loss. I feel that you are experiencing grief because of loss of somebody very important in your life. This could be somebody who was a father figure, somebody who was an authority figure, even if you're, you're like a beloved boss or a beloved coworker who, was a big help to you, may have left their job. For some of you, I do feel like grief and loss over a father or a grandfather recently. And you're dealing with those feelings. You're feeling all of those emotions. And the advice here is to let yourself feel them and to try not to push that aside. Really honor what you're feeling when it comes to grief and loss and death, even though it's uncomfortable. There's a lot of release that comes from allowing yourself to really sit with those emotions and to really acknowledge those emotions. But I do feel for a lot of you that you are actually not dealing with that kind of loss and not dealing with that kind of grief. And even with breakup energy, that's a few of you dealing with that. And it's, kind of time to step. I don't want to say get over it at all. I want to say keep moving, be with your grief and allow yourself to feel, sadness and the loneliness. But to kind of keep moving with it instead of just, being weighed down with it. Maybe lessen a little bit of the hold that it has over you day to day, and sort of release a little bit of that energy if you feel that you are able to. But a lot of you, this King of Wands and this Emperor are at odds within yourself. All right, so this Emperor in reverse is a lot of stubborn energy. The Emperor is a very hardworking, somebody who is in control of everything. They're in control of their entire world. You look at the king has a kingdom. The emperor has a much bigger plot of land to deal with, so to speak. So this emperor is in a lot of control, very, has a lot of authority or feels a lot of authority, organized and committed, that sort of energy. So in reverse, that stuff is not happening, right? And I feel like you have this work to do. So the King of Wands, that's creative energies, very, very creative, very determined, excellent leadership, somebody who knows what they want and can direct other people to help them, can find other people to help them reach their goals, reach their vision, somebody who inspires other people, somebody who influences other people. And in this card here, it's actually a director, a filmmaker named David Lynch. He's most known for Twin Peaks. I didn't watch it. I'm aware of it, but I didn't really watch it, so I'm not really connected to that lore. But he's somebody who uses, he acknowledges his creativity. He uses his creativity to make a living. And he brings his vision to life. And sometimes it's not just him doing it. He's using other people, actors, producers, scriptwriters, art directors, all of that sort of thing. Like, he knows how to delegate people in order to make his vision happen, in order to really, bring them into that creative process in order to get his project finished. I keep saying in order. And I apologize. There's a lot more sirens going on now, if you hear that. Anyway, so we've got this motivated, determined, organized, commanding, inspiring energy right here, sort of pulled down with this Emperor in reverse. This Emperor has that similar energy, very, very strong energy, but it's not being felt. And I think for some of you, you're in this, you're like, I have these ideas, I have these things I want to do, but it's not working out just right. Sort of like this perfectionism that can hold you down from really, getting into the nitty gritty with things and really starting things off, because you're worried about things that may or may not be as important as you think. How perfectionism can just weigh you down now and then. So it's like this juxtaposition of these two energies within you, and it's who's going to win out? This King of Wands who knows where he wants to go, this Emperor who's kind of just stuck, this Emperor in reverse who's kind of stuck and being stubborn and is, maybe not wanting to put in the work, or is, waiting for something else to happen to drop in the lap in order for the, to start the work. So what this is saying, that you're self-starting here, and it's not about waiting for someone else to come along. It's not about waiting for somebody to rescue you. Yes, with this energy, you can delegate people, you can inspire people, you can use your creativity, your different ways of thinking, your organization to get people to help you or work together with you on this project. But it's going to take that spark under your little booty to get started. You're the one that has to initiate. So you need to release this energy. You need to release the stubbornness, release, that sort of ennui towards your work, and get yourself motivated again. And don't be afraid to start alone. Don't be afraid to take that first step on your journey alone. Don't be afraid to just be with yourself as you're starting on this project, or as you're working through this goal. And I know I say there's other people that you may be delegating, but everything is coming from you, your head, your mind, your creativity, from that spark within you. And it's about being okay with that solitude for a little bit, before you get to that point of inspiring people, if that makes sense. And I'll read off this little blurb too. It says, loneliness, when you stop fearing your aloneness, you stop settling for less than you deserve. May I embrace and love my solitude, and that's when kindred spirits can finally come. So like I said, embracing this, getting started, not waiting for it to come to you, not waiting for yourself to be saved, doing the work yourself and getting started. And once that happens, you'll find yourself, with people to help you, people, to work with, people to work for you as well. Okay? So all in all, I hate saying it, it's about getting out of your own head and overcoming some of that stubbornness and perfectionism, which I totally understand because I have quite a battle with perfectionism on a daily basis. All right, so we've got, solitude is the name of the game today. We just had loneliness, and then we have solitude. All right, so we've got the Page of Swords, the World, and the Eight of Pentacles. This Eight of Pentacles has been persistent for everybody recently in all the readings that I have done over the last month, and it's even appeared on my page when I was doing the those daily readings for a couple weeks. And I even think this one might have popped up in last week's Pick a Card. But in personal readings I've done as well, like this Eight of Pentacles is just like, it's very persistent. I'm going to read this card out to you first. It says, solitude. Once you embrace the inner divine and your own sacred solitude, the right people arrive at the right time, exactly on schedule, without forcing or chasing. All right. So you've got people in your life willing to help you. As I said in set number 2, it's about people coming to you rather than you necessarily. I mean, it's people coming to you at the right time, but you're going to have to start things and do things on your own before these people come to you. So it's not about waiting until you have everybody in place to start something. It's, you're seeking things out for yourself, and eventually things fall into place. People fall into place. However, now with this World, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords, I am getting a very heavy duty education vibe from this. I think a lot of you are looking into a career change, looking into expanding where you are in your career, and that involves some continuing education. But for a lot of you, it's starting like new school. You might be taking new courses at school or enrolling in a completely new program. And it might be an absolute opposite career change, something different than you've been doing. But there's a lot of mental expansion here. A lot of learning new things, a lot of being open to learning new things, open to really deepening your skills and honing in your skills. I just got like a little like pop in my head of when I was a vet tech, going to continuing education courses that also had wet labs. So rather than just sitting there with lectures, you were like hands-on, doing things to brush up on skills or to learn new skills. So for a lot of you, I think that this is just, it's very simple. New education, new ways of doing things, learning something different, learning something that's going to benefit the job that you have now, or switching up things in your life and enrolling in a course or enrolling in a program that is going to completely change your career and that will eventually bring you success. And with the Eight of Pentacles right here, you've got, this is representing somebody that's doing the Broad Street run, which is a big runner's marathon. I'm not a runner. So runner's marathon thingy, I'm not sure what you call them, but it's the Broad Street run. It's a big thing year after year in Philadelphia. And with the Eight of Pentacles, she's not starting her work right now. Like she's been running, she's sitting down to tie her shoes, because you want to make sure, when you're running a marathon, that your shoes are tied, your footwear is, exactly how it's supposed to be, so that you're not tripping and you're not getting injured. So when you're approaching things like your career, when you're approaching your education, you want to make sure that you are paying attention to the fine details as well as to the big picture, so that you're not getting tripped up in anything. For those of you who are looking to make, to be promoted within your career, it's stopping and, just assessing where you're at right now and assessing, do you have what you need? Are there things that you need to brush up on? Are there more things that you need to learn? Do you need to get a new certification or, learn some new software, something, is there something else new that you can learn in terms of your job? You're assessing what you need in order to keep going, in order to further your goals. For others, I think you've been hemming and hawing for a while that, it might be time for a career change. Maybe you've never gone to college, you've never gone to school, but you've, especially over this last year with the way things have been just horrible for everyone, you're thinking of ways that you can, start a successful career. Or, it's just inspired you to want to start over, start fresh, start new. And one of the things you could be looking at is, enrolling in a college program, a certificate program, even some sort of training. And, something that's going to, take what you already know and build upon it. And then for others, this is going to be something completely new for you. So for instance, somebody who maybe worked as, maybe you were working at, you were doing manufacturing work, but now you want to switch into something that's in healthcare, so something, very new. But all in all, what I'm just going in circles saying is for you guys here in this set, it's about that mental expansion and about being open to learning new things. And it's going to be in a way that benefits you in terms of, where you're at with your job, your career, your education. You're not going to be really narrowing things. You're going to be opening up and expanding them and moving further than, really moving a lot further than you are now. And with that commitment and with, understanding where you're at and understanding, what you need to do to get further, it's going to really open up that world for you and bring you victory. And, that success, is there wanting to meet you. You just got to get your shoes on, tie your shoes and keep running towards that goal, with an open mind and with a willingness to really expand on what you're already doing and what you already know and to try and begin new things. Okay. So all in all, set number 1 was a little creepy, but still there's positivity at the end of that as well. Good readings today, some deep stuff for you guys. Any questions? If you need anything clarified, please feel free to reach out to me. The best way to reach out to me is through email. Sometimes YouTube shows comment notifications a little bit late, or find me on my Facebook page as well. And I am sending you guys lots of love and blessings. I hope that you are safe and healthy and, feeling loved and feeling happy. So sending you all that love, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.